The May 20th, 2019 meeting of Public Safety will now come to order. Mr. Moffett, please call the roll.
Mr. Alcoffer. Here. Chairwoman Boyce.
Here.
Mr. Delahanty. Here. Ms. Lamar. Mr. Mafucci. Here. Mr. Michike. Here. Mr. Shepard. Here. Mr. Terp. Here. Mr. Zale. Here.
Is there anybody signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Seeing or hearing none, we'll move on to our next item on the agenda, which is a presentation. Rochelle Bell is here from the Monroe County Planning and Economic Development Committee, and she'll give a brief overview of the 2025 Capital Improvement Program as it pertains to our Public Safety Committee. Ms. Bell?
Thank you, Madam Chair. You should all have a copy of the County Executive's recommended 2020-2025 Capital Improvement Program. The Monroe County Planning Board has reviewed this proposal. They held a public information meeting and prioritized the budget year, the 2020 projects, before the CIP being submitted to your honorable body. At the full legislature meeting in June, you'll set a public hearing for July, and then upon your favorable approval and review, you'll vote to approve the plan. There are no funding approvals associated with taking action on this referral. Two sections of the CIP are pertinent to this committee: public safety and the sheriff's office. They're at the back of the book if you're following along. There are two projects identified as new in the public safety program. The public safety communications infrastructure replacement project was actually in last year's CIP as part of the public safety communications infrastructure project, so without the replacement word. It was separated into two different projects because the replacement we're talking about is more than your usual maintenance of antenna and equipment. There's also, the other new project is to improve and expand the Emergency Operations Center, and that's introduced in 2025 of the CIP. The other project is that represents a schedule change, a large schedule change in the CIP, is the 911 logging recorder replacement project. And equipment has been upgraded and enhanced recently, so it allowed us to push that project out to 2025. The Department of Public Safety accounts for 2.9% of the overall capital program. Now, the Sheriff's Program begins on page 91 of the book. Previously programmed projects in the Sheriff's proposed CIP are moving forward as planned. One new project is introduced in 2025, the jail mainframe reconstruction. And that is required to replace existing facilities that have met the end of their useful life in both a physical and programmatic perspective. The Sheriff's Program accounts for 6.2% of the total capital program. Thank you for your attention. I would be happy to take questions when you get to this item on your agenda.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. Okay. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. They'll stand approved unless somebody notifies the clerk until the end of the day. Next item on the agenda, new business. Mr. Moffett.
Referral 19-0120.
Moved by Mr. Zale, seconded by Mr. Alcoffer. Questions on the floor? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item passes. Next item on the agenda.
Referral 19-0122.
Moved by Mr. Alcoffer, seconded by Mr. Terp. Questions on the floor? Yes, Mr. Mafucci.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Through the chair to the administration, this is just a comment. As a retired superintendent of schools, these school resource programs are fabulous. So I certainly commend the county for doing this, and I'm sure it's going to work out fine. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item passes. Next item on the agenda.
Referral 19-0123.
Moved by Mr. Terp, seconded by Mr. Delahanty. Questions on the floor? Yes, Mr. Shepherd. I was going to call you Chief, but Mr. Shepherd.
To the administration, through the chair, or through the chair, to the administration, what type of equipment will this man be using?
Can you use the microphone, please? That would be great. Thank you, so we can get this on the record.
Through the chair to the administration, could you identify some of the equipment that this funding would be used for?
Through the chair, sorry, I had to look it up because the sheriff's office is not receiving any equipment, but it looks like Arundecoy Police Department is asking for the maintenance of the LPR that they're purchasing in the previous grant for $3,150.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, license, through the chair, license plate reader means, or LPR means license plate readers.
Anything further? Any other questions on the floor? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Next item on the agenda.
Referral 19-0132.
Moved by Mr. Delahanty, second by Mr. Zale. Questions on the floor? Mr. Terp.
Through the chair, seeing as how this event is taking place this week, why was this not submitted to this committee earlier?
The chair, I submitted it as soon as I got the letter, and I had to go through the, all the review process, so that's how long it took. I can tell you when I received the letter. It's actually dated, through the chair, I do not have the letter, but I can scan it and send it if you'd like to see it. But it was definitely, I did it within the timeline as soon as I got the letter.
Okay. Through the chair, does this mean that they're not going to get paid for their security services until after we vote on in the full committee meeting in June?
Through the chair, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Further questions? Yes, Ms. Laura.
Through the chair to the administration, how many officers will be assigned to this detail?
Through the chair, approximately 60 on-duty personnel.
Thank you.
Yes, what further questions with regards, I know we're not the only law enforcement agency that'll be on duty there. How many other agencies will be there?
Through the chair, I believe the New York State Troopers.
Okay, and that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, through the chair, also the ATF, which is federal.
Okay, yep. Anything further? Seeing no other questions, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item passes. Next item on the agenda.
Referral 19-0133.
Moved by Mr. Zale, seconded by Mr. Alcoffer. Mr. Zale.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. This is quite a really cool gift. I guess I'm just curious to know, through you to the administration, how this gift came to be.
Through the chair, I believe somebody's family member works at the insurance company. I don't know specifically who.
Through the chair, is this is simply a one-time gift, not something that would be received on an annual basis or something like that? I know the referral is just for this one time, but do we have any notion that this is a gift that could be more than just the one time? Through the chair?
Through the chair, yes, we anticipate receiving more because we do have more than 8 canines.
And through the chair, you brought it up. That's how many? Well, it does say 8 canine vests for the value for this. So, okay, great. Thank you very much.
Any further questions? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Item passes. And we have a matter of importance.
Referral 19-0138.
Moved by Mr. Alcoffer, seconded by Mr. Terp. Questions on the floor? Mr. Terp?
Through the chair, why is this a matter of importance?
Through the chair, this is brought to you as a matter of importance because we are in the stage of doing active testing with a police agency, and we're ready to roll it out to fire departments, and we didn't want to be in a position of having to wait. So the tests are ongoing. We need to get agreements in place with the other agencies to make sure that we can do the replacements as quickly as possible.
Further questions on the floor? I have just one question, a follow-up question. So you mentioned all police agency, did you say? Or am I misinterpreting that?
Yes, currently the town of Brighton's police department has Harris radios and a agreement that they would engage in some testing to do some quality assurance, and I believe that we're well underway with the testing and have received some reports back already from them, and should come to a conclusion soon.
Okay. Thank you. Any other further questions? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item passes. Are there any other items to come before this committee? Seeing none, the next committee meeting will be on June the 24th at 5:30 p.m. Thank you.